Hi, welcome to Jasmine's forecast for Gemini season. So let's break down what Gemini is. So Gemini is the third astrological sign. It's ruled by air. Gemini's gemstones are made for emerald, and for June, pearl, alexandrite, agate, anything that with multicolors. So Gemini's colors are yellow, bright and sunny yellow. Anything that's purple, bright, flashy, childlike. Geminis are known as the sign of the mentalist, the communicators. Their day is Wednesday. For the day of the calendar, they're known as the mentalist. They could see both sides of the coin. So Castor and Pollux were the two twins that represent Gemini, the emotional and the mental side. So in this season, you could be actually trying to balance out your mental and emotional side with Gemini. Lots of communication in this season. So cultivate trying to work on being a better communication for other people. Gemini also could be talking to both sides of their mouth. You might want to be careful with lying to people this season, or lies are going to be exposed out. Lots of writing and lots of communication. If you guys are writers or any type of person working on content creation, this is actually a good time for you to bust out and to create some interesting content for the summertime. That's what I'm getting here with the Gemini season, is really explore your creativity with your content and your in what you're seeking out. So if you are a writer or a communicator or write poetry or any type of written forms, also too, with Gemini season, be careful what you're writing, be careful what you're reading and signing. Sorry, contact bothered me. Be careful what you're reading or signing in Gemini season, and make sure you know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God in this season. Because I'm getting that with Gemini season, you have to be very careful with the communicational factors, because Geminis, like I said, have a propensity to talk to both sides of their mouth. They're very highly intelligent people. They're very curious-minded. They are very good with their words, and sometimes words, as we see with Kendrick Lamar, who is a fellow Gemini, double, triple, quadruple entendres when he speaks. So make sure in this season of Gemini that you're very well aware of what is being communicated, spoken to you, and said, and or communicated otherwise. Or make sure if you do understand words, you understand the triple, quadruple entendres that come with the speech of what it is that needs to be said and not said. Knowing when to speak and not to speak is good when you're dealing with in Gemini season. Picking your words and battles with words very wisely. There could be a lot of verbal conflicts. There could be a lot of disagreements. There could be disagreements to do with relationships. Learning how to communicate, getting your needs and wants known is going to be good for this Gemini season. I'm also getting with Gemini season, again, if people work with their hands too, Geminis are very good at working with their hands. So in this season, if you're doing a profession that's with your hands or communications, it's actually going to be a very prosperous year for you, or a prosperous season for you, because Gemini is good with their hands. They work well with their hands. So farmers, artists, dancers, anybody that cooks, anything that does trades like plumbing and all that stuff. This is a good time for you guys to really hone in on your skills and crafts. This is a good time for you guys to learn your skills and trades and to perfect them. Writers, any type of merchants too. So this is a good time to do business deals. If you guys are trying to do business deals in Gemini season, I would say be cautious, but it's a good time for you guys. But also, again, just know what you're signing. If you're going to get into contracts, make sure you're clear of what you are signing to do with this Gemini season. Go over everything in detail. Do not do things in spontaneity when it comes to business. Take risk, but take calculated risk, because Gemini is known as the sign of the merchant with Hermes. So the deity that rules Gemini is Hermes, and Mercury and Raphael, the angel. So Hermes is known as the god of the communications. He would go in between the underworld, the human world, and the godly world. So if you also are traveling, this would be a good time to make travel plans to see where you want to go in for the summertime, or if you want to take shorter trips, not longer trips, because the longer trips would be the polarity opposite sign of yours, which would be Sagittarius. So if you want to take short trips, now in Gemini season, that would be great. If you want to see family, loved ones, or different types of different parts of a country and stuff like that, like, you know, just the next town over, now it'd be great to see that, right? So another thing with Gemini too is Geminis are great at communication. And this season, like I said, there's going to be a duality componency with how you communicate your feelings and your thoughts to do with Geminis or Gemini season and what is needed and wanted. So how can you balance out your head and your heart in this season? What is it that you need, or what is it that you think that you need? Want versus need is going to come up here in Gemini season to do with communicational factors, verbalizing things, mantras. If people work with writing in diaries and mantras and different types of componencies of manifestations, this is a good season to do with manifestation. This is going to be a good season of writing things down and making it reality. I'm hearing write it down, but turn it into a reality. Turn your pain into gold. So and also too, people are going to be exposed out verbally on social media. So social media is going to be a very big thing in Gemini season to do with exposure out. Things, telegrams, communications are going to be exposed out. So if anyone said anything that wasn't supposed to be said, it's all going to be brought back and brought up. So that's another thing too that's going to be out with Gemini season, that people are going to have to, you know, watch what they say, but also survey in the past. Maybe look over your social media to make sure whatever you've said in the past isn't going to come up to basically haunt you, I'm hearing. That's another thing that's coming up. So in Gemini season, like I said, things with the hands, things with working in trades, improving the craft. Also too, what's going to be coming up is options between siblings or topics between siblings. So sibling relationships are going to come up too, where you get to reassess your connection with your siblings and what needs to be said or done, or what needs to be reassessed in the connection. That's another thing that's coming up is sibling connections and counterparts too. So a lot of twin flames might reunite during this season, twin flames. Siblings, twin flames, because henceforth the twins, Castor and Pollux. So a lot of twin flames could be reuniting and stuff like that. That's going to be coming up. Movement and travel to do with short travels, short moves. I'm hearing if someone's thinking of moving out to a partner's place, don't do it. That's going to be a disaster waiting. I'm hearing short trips, vacation time, lots of vacations. So again, plan thoroughly too. I don't know if we're in a second Mercury retrograde. I'll have to look into that for you guys. But if there's a second Mercury retrograde, there is going to be a period during Gemini season where there's going to be some conflicts or some disruptions. Also too, mind your mouth during Gemini season, because we're prone to having a lot of verbal disagreements and disputes. Come to a place of knowing and understanding. Now, elevation of Gemini energy, yes. The evolved version of Geminis seek out to understand. An immature Gemini tends to seek out to cause conflict. So know where you stand and know how to communicate, and communicate very clearly and honestly. And yes, if you do, also too, this is going to be the month to worship the god Hermes, or one of its feast months. Just know, if you're petitioning to Hermes this month or Gemini season, be extra clear with what you want and be direct. Don't, be too detailed. Gemini has a propensity to twist the words around a little bit. I would be careful about that. So again, like I said, welcome to Gemini season, and make sure you mind your P's and Q's and actually communicate with efficiency and love during this season. Make sure you are good with others, and if you're in a business, make sure you're doing well with your business stuff. Make sure you look up some trades and dealings, and be careful what you're signing in Gemini season to do with contracts and verbal negotiations. Make sure you have all the proof and everything that is needed to be sustained to sustain yourself in the season. Make sure you communicate efficiently and wisely, and make sure you get your thoughts out. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Write it down, write it down, write it down. If you have an awesome idea, write it down. Make sure you patent the idea so that nobody gets the idea from you. But anyway, so if you like what you see, please do follow my YouTube channel and click the link to visit my website to get a personal reading from me. I also have a Patreon. I have also Instagram, Facebook, But please tell me how you feel during this Gemini season. Are you a fellow Gemini? Let's start dialogue in the comment section. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you later. Bye for now. Peace out.